Have you ever had those moments where your body is navigating through illness and you're not feeling so great, and you're really hoping that your health uh, gets expedited? You know, that the FedEx truck of health comes into your body and you're able to get healthy right away. Today, I want to talk about the correlation of our physical body and our emotions and how they're actually exactly the same. Hi, my name is Abigail, Energy Light Healing. Let's dive in. You know, I was driving my car today to go get washed because it was time, honey. It was so dirty. It was so dirty. But as I was journeying, you know, I started to recall a moment of my life back in 2016 when I was really navigating through a lot. I had had a lot of issues with my womb, my uterus, you know, and also with my breasts. And I felt like I couldn't get better. I was having surgery after surgery after surgery, and things were being removed out of my body, and I was having like nonstop antibiotics. It was just such a mess. And I remember during that time having moments, mostly by myself, you know, because that's usually what happens. And I was sitting there and contemplating my life and just like, I just want to be over this already. I just want this to be done already. I feel like I have been journeying through illness for over a year and it's not getting any better, and doctors can't seem to find what's wrong with me. They were saying all sorts of stuff. You know, you have cancer. Oh, it's not really cancer. It might be cancer. It's cancerous cells. It's this, it's that. There's so many things kind of flying around. And, you know, at the end of the day, I would just sit there with myself frustrated and angry at my body. And I honestly started to store a lot of negative emotions inside my body. And it makes sense, right? Because literally things were happening on my external reality. I was receiving it and I was just like, yum, 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 anger, yum, 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 frustration, yum, 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 fill in the blank. Right. And what I was doing was I was harnessing it in my breast, harnessing it in my womb, and so my body was ready to implode because I wasn't actually honoring my body through the process of healing. Well, instead, what I was doing was I was berating it and I was being extremely harsh with it. And it wasn't until many years later that I came to understand that I was the one that was actually causing my body tons of harm. It didn't matter how healthy I was eating. It didn't matter, you know, how many vitamins and nutrients and all this stuff that I was pumping into my body. I was still forcing my body into a state of survival. And my body didn't know how to react outside of just, okay, she's giving us directions. It seems like we just got to keep expanding this illness. She seems to really enjoy it. Let's give her some more, right? Um, in this past week, and actually the past couple of months, I've been navigating through a lot of deep, intense emotion, you know. But now it's coming from a state of awareness, right? There's a whole different perspective now as to how I am ingesting and sitting with emotion. You see, when emotion is birthed within us, right, from all sorts of stuff, you know, maybe there's been financial loss or a change up in your life or in your home dynamic. Maybe there's been a loss of a relationship, a breakup of that's romantic or friendship or with work, you know, whatever it might be. Maybe your family is navigating through something. Emotion is the reaction, right? It comes up to the surface because it's highlighting something that's happening within. And so, in this crucial moment, our soul, our heart, our mind is creating an invitation. It's meeting you right where you are, and it's asking you to make a choice. How will you respond with this? What are we going to do with this? Where do you want to store this? You want to harness anger? You want to nourish anger? You want to cultivate anger? How about in your heart? You want to create some tension in your chest? Let's place it right here at the heart. How about the back of your neck or your back, your spinal cord? How about your belly, your womb? How about your joints? There's plenty of room, trust me, for emotion to live and to breed. You know, it impacts our mind. Similarly to my body, back in 2016, that it needed to have some time, some patience, some compassion, tons of love. As the cells in my body were doing their best to try and figure out how best to release this illness, to allow me to get back into my fullest self, right? Our emotions are creating an invitation for that too. Are you rushing through your sadness because it feels uncomfortable? Oh, it feels so gross. I just want to get it off. Get it off of me. Get it off of me. I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to be angry anymore. I'm sick of being in these emotions. Yeah. Can you do something for me instead? Do it for yourself, actually. When sadness enters into your heart, you know how love enters into your heart? Oh, that feels yummy. Yeah. That elated feeling, that beautiful emotion. Oh, we can live there. Feels amazing. Can you treat your sadness the same way? Hmm? Feels odd, right, to say that. Sadness, Abigail, sadness feels gross. Who wants to live in sadness? Well, you see, my love, here's what happens. When you avoid sadness, when you rush through sadness, when you journey around sadness instead of through the medicine portal of sadness, sadness then becomes something else because it's trying to get your attention. Then it becomes resentment, it becomes jealousy, it becomes anger. It expands, it amplifies, it transforms into something else. It doesn't leave, it stays there because it's like, I'm here. I'm inviting you into awareness to witness something inside of you. So when sadness enters, yeah, witnessing sadness, honoring sadness, this is a sacred ceremony that you're involved in right now, that you're being invited to. And let me tell you, that invitation, VIP, only for one, right here in your heart. So, can you still your mind? Ooh, those thoughts. Ooh, they go crazy. Oh man, they take you into all sorts of narratives, assumptions, judgments, criticism. Ooh, it all lives right here. Can you just soften that for a moment? Soften your body and just enter right here into this powerful energy zone of your heart. Breathe life into it. Sit in sadness. Be one with sadness. Speak to sadness. All the versions of you that are coming in right now. Maybe it's anger. Ah, anger. Speak to anger. What does anger have to say to you in this moment in time? Yeah. Anytime that we try to avoid our emotions and we want to rush through to get to the good feeling ones, right? Let me just go to sleep and wake up into happiness. Okay, yeah. We choose our joy. But let me tell you, there's something interesting that happens. When we're able to sit in our sadness, converse with sadness, observe sadness, witness sadness or anger or frustration, whatever, okay? Joy all of a sudden peeks its head, and love all of a sudden you realize has been there this entire time. Peace enters into that field and wants to be a part of that ceremony too because it's all the same dynamic. It is all here playing in your favor. It is all here for you. That depression that you've been navigating through, let me tell you, I had a depression at times that would keep me stuck in bed. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I would go into the multiverse of my mind. Torture. If I would have understood back then what I understand right now, hindsight, um, I would have understood that having conversations with my sadness, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's out in nature, highly recommended by the way. Maybe it's at the gym. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's just stillness. Speaking to a friend, a trusted counsel. The perspective all of a sudden shifts. It evolves. And instead of sadness becoming anger, sadness now becomes peace. Sadness is then accepted. It isn't being judged, it isn't being rushed out. It's being witnessed and held like a small hurt child, because sadness, my love, is more than likely correlated to that 2 year old that didn't get enough validation, to that 4 year old that felt rejected and abandoned, to that 9 year old that went through a massive heartbreak or shakeup, to that 12 year old that went through um, its first breakup, whatever it may be. So, today's mindful moment. Uh, if you're navigating through some very intense and powerful emotions, for whatever reason, a situation that may have occurred in your life, my love, instead of rushing through these emotions and just to get to the next high and get from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, um, let the invitation today be that you get to honor, witness, observe, and love yourself even deeper in those spaces that are coming up to the surface right now. Okay? Don't judge yourself too harshly. Okay? Love yourself just a bit deeper. Where it hurts, love it deeper. Love it deeper. Love it deeper. Right there. This too shall pass. All right, my love. Thank you so much for journeying with me. If you enjoy my content and you would like to see more and stay connected, please hit that subscribe button. And also, if you would like me to speak on anything else, leave that in the comments. I hope you have a beautiful day. I almost couldn't say that. I hope you have a beautiful day. And we'll talk soon, okay?